everyone and welcome to my The Young and the Restless channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, March 5th reveal that Jack Abbott will have a horrifying wake-up call while Billy Abbott spreads some difficult news. After Victor Newman stands by his ultimatum on Thursday's YNR episode, Billy will head to the Abbott house and deliver a shocker. Diane Jenkins Abbott and Kyle Abbott will find out Victor's claiming they'll never see Jack again unless Billy gives up Chancellor before the day is over. Kyle will eventually decide to confront Victor over the kidnapping, but he won't walk away with any proof that Jack's a prisoner. That'll leave Kyle worried that Victor's resorting to one of his typical chess games, so he'll be wary of playing right into Victor's hands. However, Billy will take a more cautious stance at some point in the coming episodes. After Billy acknowledges that Victor has abducted Abbotts before and could easily do it again, he'll think they need to seek Nikki Newman's help. Diane will go on a Nikki-related tirade and dismiss that plan quickly. Instead, Diane will feel like the only way to ensure Jack's safety immediately is for Billy to give up Chancellor like Victor's demanding. In the midst of all the chaos, it looks like Jack will wake up disoriented somewhere. Jack was presumably chloroformed before he was thrown into captivity on Victor's orders. It may not take Jack long to put it together that Victor is to blame for his prisoner predicament. Jack will reel over his terrible circumstances and no doubt fume when he realizes Victor is responsible. In the meantime, Holden Novak and Audra Charles will cross paths again soon. That'll give Holden a chance to repeat his romantic sabotage proposal and hope that Audra is willing to help break Kyle's bond with Claire forever. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Audra could get caught up in another risky situation and provoke Claire's wrath again, so stay tuned for any trouble that's brewing. As darkness settles over Genoa City, a storm of fear, betrayal, and impossible choices begins to unfold on The Young and the Restless. The episode opens with Victor Newman standing firm in the shadows of his power, delivering an ultimatum so chilling it sends shockwaves through the Abbott family. There is no compromise, no negotiation, only a cruel deadline. Unless Billy Abbott gives up control of Chancellor before the day is over, Victor claims Jack Abbott will disappear from their lives forever. The words hit like a thunderclap. Billy rushes to the Abbott house, his face tight with dread, carrying news no family should ever have to hear. Diane Jenkins Abbott and Kyle Abbott listen in stunned silence as Billy reveals Victor's terrifying threat. Jack's life has been turned into a bargaining chip. For a moment, the room feels too small to hold their fear. Kyle's anger boils over first. He can't sit back and let Victor play his sick games. Fueled by desperation and love for his father, Kyle decides to confront Victor directly. He demands answers. He demands proof. He demands Jack. But Victor, ever the master chess player, gives him nothing. No evidence, no confirmation, only enough doubt to keep Kyle trapped in uncertainty. Kyle walks away shaken, haunted by the possibility that Victor is manipulating them once again, pulling invisible strings, daring them to make the wrong move. He fears that reacting too quickly could be exactly what Victor wants. Billy, however, begins to see the danger more clearly. As the weight of Victor's history settles in, Billy admits what no one wants to say out loud. Victor Newman has kidnapped Abbotts before, and he could absolutely do it again. With grim resolve, Billy suggests turning to the one person who might reach Victor when no one else can, Nikki Newman. But Diane explodes at the idea. Her fear twists into fury as she launches into a bitter tirade, rejecting Nikki's involvement outright. In Diane's mind, there is only one way to protect Jack immediately, and it comes at a devastating cost. Billy must surrender Chancellor. To Diane, nothing is more important than Jack's safety. Power, pride, business, none of it matters compared to bringing her husband home alive. Her voice trembles with desperation as she insists this is the only path left. And while the family argues over what to do, Jack Abbott wakes up. Somewhere dark, somewhere unfamiliar, somewhere terrifyingly quiet. His vision swims, his head throbs. The last thing he remembers is being attacked. Chloroformed before being dragged into captivity on Victor Newman's orders. As awareness creeps back in, horror follows. Jack slowly pieces together the truth. Victor did this. The realization slams into him with crushing force. Rage surges through his veins as he takes in his grim surroundings. He is a prisoner trapped by the man who has been his greatest enemy for decades. Fear and fury collide inside him. How long has he been here? Does his family know? Will they pay Victor's price to save him? Back in Genoa City, danger brews on another front. Holden Novak and Audra Charles cross paths once more, and with that meeting comes a dangerous proposal reborn. Holden wastes no time repeating his plan of romantic sabotage. He wants Audra's help to destroy the bond between Kyle and Claire permanently. It's not just manipulation, it's war on love. Audra finds herself pulled back into a risky game, one that could ignite Claire's wrath all over again. Trouble simmers beneath every word exchanged, and the stakes grow higher with each secret alliance formed. As tensions rise across Genoa City, every storyline collides with the same haunting question: how far will people go for love, and how much will they lose in the process? Jack fights to survive captivity. Billy wrestles with an impossible sacrifice. Diane clings to fear-driven hope. Kyle battles suspicion and helplessness, and Audra steps once again into dangerous emotional territory. The clock is ticking, Victor is watching, and the Abbotts are running out of time. In a city where power is everything and love is always tested, the next move could change lives forever. And when the truth finally comes to light, no one will walk away unscarred. The tension only deepens as the night drags on. Back at the Abbott house, the silence becomes unbearable. Every second without Jack feels like another wound. Diane paces the room, her thoughts spiraling between fear and guilt. She keeps seeing Jack's face in her mind. His smile, his steady confidence, the way he promised he would always protect their family. Now he is the one who needs saving. Kyle stands near the window, staring out into the darkness of Genoa City as if searching for answers in the night itself. Victor's words echo in his head like a curse. You'll never see Jack again unless Billy gives up Chancellor. Kyle clenches his fists. This isn't just business anymore. This is personal. His father's life is hanging in the balance, and Victor is treating it like a game of chess. Billy, torn between rage and responsibility, feels the full weight of the choice pressing down on his chest. Chancellor is not just a company, it represents his future, his fight to prove himself, his chance at something meaningful. And yet, what is any of that worth if Jack never comes home? His voice grows quieter as he admits the truth to Diane and Kyle. Victor has crossed this line before. He knows Victor's patterns, he knows the danger is real. And if Jack is truly being held somewhere, every wrong decision could make things worse. For a brief moment, Billy dares to hope Nikki could be the key. Nikki Newman, the one person who might soften Victor's iron will, the one person who might talk him down from this madness. But Diane refuses to listen. Her fear explodes into anger and her anger into resolve. She insists they cannot wait. They cannot gamble Jack's life on Nikki's influence. To Diane, the only thing that matters is certainty, and the only certainty Victor has offered is this cruel bargain. Give up Chancellor and Jack lives. Her voice cracks as she says it. Not because she believes Victor deserves obedience, but because she is terrified of what happens if they don't comply. In her heart, she knows Victor is capable of anything, and the thought of Jack suffering alone somewhere in the dark is more than she can bear. Cut to Jack. He tries to sit up, but dizziness slams into him like a wave. The room is cold, empty, too quiet. His head pounds from the chloroform still clouding his mind. Slowly, painfully, he forces his eyes to adjust. Walls, shadows, no windows, no clock, no way to tell how long he's been gone. Panic creeps in before anger takes over. Jack presses his hands against the wall, calling out, but there is no answer. Only the echo of his own voice coming back to him. That's when the truth settles deep in his bones. Victor Newman did this. A bitter laugh escapes his lips, filled with disbelief and fury. Of course, it's Victor. Of course, this war has reached such a twisted level. Decades of rivalry have finally turned into captivity. Jack's thoughts race to Diane, to Kyle, to Billy. Are they safe? Do they know where he is? Or is Victor already forcing them into an impossible corner? His jaw tightens with resolve. Jack Abbott may be trapped, but he is not broken, and somewhere inside him burns the certainty that his family will fight for him. Meanwhile, across town, another dangerous alliance is quietly taking shape. Holden Novak and Audra Charles meet again, and the tension between them crackles with unspoken motives. Holden wastes no time reviving his proposal, one built on jealousy, manipulation, and emotional sabotage. He wants Kyle and Claire torn apart, not slowly, not gently, forever. Holden frames it as strategy, but underneath his words lies something darker. Revenge and desire wrapped together in one risky plan. He believes Audra is the only one bold enough to help him pull it off. Audra listens and hesitates. She knows what this could cost her. She knows Claire's fury will be unleashed if she gets caught meddling again. Yet something about the danger pulls her in. The thrill, the power, the chance to control the outcome instead of being controlled. And just like that, Audra steps closer to another storm, one that could destroy friendships, ignite old rivalries, and drag her deeper into trouble than ever before. Back with the Abbotts, the night grows heavier. Kyle finally admits what no one wants to face. Victor may not even be telling the truth. This could all be another psychological trap, a way to force Billy's hand without ever proving Jack is truly being held. The lack of proof haunts him. Every unanswered question feels like another weapon in Victor's arsenal. Billy, caught between logic and love, feels himself slipping into silence. His mind replays Victor's ultimatum again and again. Every version ends the same way, loss. Diane reaches out, gripping Billy's arm, her eyes shining with fear and fierce determination. Bring him home, her expression says without words. No matter the cost. And somewhere in the darkness, Jack stares at the ceiling, waiting for a sound, a door, a voice, anything. Two worlds move in opposite directions, one racing to save him, the other tightening its grip. Love is being tested, loyalty is being twisted, and power is being used as a weapon. As the clock ticks closer to Victor's deadline, Genoa City stands on the edge of heartbreak. One choice will decide everything. Will Billy sacrifice Chancellor to save his brother? Will Kyle uncover the truth behind Victor's cruel game? Will Diane's desperation lead them into danger? And will Jack survive long enough to see the people he loves again? Because in this battle between family and power, someone is about to lose everything. And the night is far from over. The night stretches on like an endless shadow, and with every passing moment, the weight of Victor Newman's ultimatum presses harder against the Abbott family's hearts. At the Abbott house, exhaustion begins to settle in, but sleep is impossible. Fear keeps everyone awake. Kyle finally breaks the silence. His voice is low, tight with frustration. He admits he can't shake the feeling that Victor is manipulating them again, that this could all be another elaborate mind game designed to push Billy into surrendering Chancellor without ever proving Jack is truly in danger. But Diane can't live in uncertainty. Her fear has turned into raw desperation. She keeps replaying every moment she last saw Jack. His smile, his calm confidence, the way he walked out the door, never knowing it might be the last time she would see him free. Her hands tremble as she speaks, insisting they cannot wait for proof, while Jack could be suffering somewhere alone. What if he's hurt? Her eyes seem to scream. What if every second we hesitate makes it worse? Billy feels torn apart inside. The fight in him, the man who refuses to let Victor win, collides with the brother who would give up anything to save Jack. Chancellor represents his independence, his future, and his chance to finally stand on his own. But Jack is his family, his blood, his anchor, and no company is worth a life. Still, doubt creeps in. Billy knows Victor's history. He knows Victor thrives on forcing people into impossible decisions. Giving in might not save Jack at all. It might only empower Victor further. Meanwhile, far from Genoa City's warm lights, Jack struggles against the crushing reality of his prison. He paces the small, dim space, trying to keep his mind sharp, despite the lingering fog of chloroform. Every sound feels amplified. Every shadow feels like a threat. He presses his ear to the wall, hoping for footsteps, for voices, anything to prove he isn't alone in this nightmare. Nothing comes. Anger burns through him now, replacing fear. Victor Newman has crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. Jack clenches his jaw, promising himself that if he ever walks out of this place, Victor will pay for what he's done. Not just for kidnapping him, but for terrorizing his family and turning love into leverage. His thoughts return to Diane. He worries about what she might do. He knows her heart. He knows she would sacrifice everything for him, even if it destroys Billy's future. And that thought hurts almost as much as the captivity itself. Back in Genoa City, another fuse is quietly being lit. Audra and Holden's conversation grows more dangerous by the minute. Holden speaks of Kyle and Claire's bond like it's a fortress that must be torn down brick by brick. He paints a picture of opportunity, of timing, of emotional pressure, of moments when doubt can be planted and trust can be broken. Audra hesitates, but the temptation is real. She remembers Claire's anger from before. She remembers the chaos that followed the last time she got involved. And yet, something inside her is drawn to the risk. Power, control, the thrill of shaping outcomes instead of being a victim of them. She knows this path could provoke Claire's wrath again, and yet she doesn't walk away. And just like that, another storm begins to form, one that could shatter hearts and rewrite relationships forever. Back at the Abbott house, the clock ticks closer to Victor's deadline. Billy stands alone for a moment, staring at the floor, replaying every conversation, every warning, every memory of Jack standing by him when no one else would. The weight of that loyalty crushes him. Kyle approaches, his voice quieter now, more vulnerable. If we give Victor what he wants, we may never get it back, Kyle says. And he'll know he can do this again. Diane steps between them, her eyes filled with tears. But if we don't, we may never get Jack back at all. The room falls silent. 3 people, one impossible choice, no guarantees, only fear. Somewhere in captivity, Jack closes his eyes and breathes deeply, trying to steady himself. He doesn't know what his family is doing. He doesn't know what Victor has demanded. All he knows is that time is slipping away and every second could change his fate. And as dawn begins to creep toward Genoa City, the tension reaches its breaking point. Victor waits for Billy's answer. Jack waits for rescue. Diane waits for hope. Kyle waits for truth. Audra steps closer to betrayal. The lines between love and sacrifice blur, between loyalty and power, between survival and surrender. And when the sun finally rises, one decision will reshape everything. Because in this war between families, emotions, and control, no one will walk away untouched. The question is no longer if someone will fall, but who will pay the price first.